Kit here, and today's video I wanted to share with you my top 6 features of amazing suggestions and ideas for improvements of Dreamlight Valley me and a lot of other people in our community would like to see implemented in hopefully future updates within the upcoming months and life shelf of this game we all love playing and want to spread the word about with others and over at the devs at Disney Dreamlight Valley. So let's get straight into the video. Here's a quick overview I'll be addressing of the top 6 topics as follows. Feature tools, camera features and modes, touch of magic tool, avatar customization, valley settings, and DreamSnaps. Within these categories, I'll be covering further in-depth specific issues or possible features that could be addressed and added to our game. With that being said, let's start off by talking about what the new tool could be in our game, as it was hinted at in the revamped content roadmap of late this year to expect. Now, a first tool idea that I think could be an interesting one to bring into the valley would be a boat. Now, I understand that at the moment we don't really need a boat for any sort of reason given the fact that we do fish, and when we do, they're pretty much in close range of being able to throw our line in. But with the new changes and updates that have taken place and a little bit of a map revamp along our Dazzle Beach where we see a little bit more in the horizon than just water, but possible areas to maybe, I don't know, land on if we did have a boat. But given the fact that there are also a lot of characters like Ariel, Moana, Prince Eric, and so many others with these ships, and Donald Duck, don't forget Donald Duck, they all have a boat to them, and it would be kind of unrealistic in our game for us to not have a boat ourselves. And this idea comes from Minecraft, given that in Minecraft is open world, so you are able to explore waters and go treasure hunting in the depths of the ocean, finding new discoveries of treasures and supplies and tools and fighting underwater monsters. And with the whole Atlantis theory, I think that if we were to travel out in the great beyond and maybe one day having a future diving tool or diving ability to where we can transform into something or have some diving gear to go down into the depths of the water for, why would we not have a boat to go out and travel to be able to go to those specific areas? And also, when it comes to fishing, I know in some cases, in my case, which was a very rare occasion to have taken place, I was fishing in the Sun Plateau one day, and all of a sudden a perfectly dead-centered spawn of bubbles where I could not reach just so happened to be there, and no matter where I angled myself or how far through the line, I could not reach it. And it made me think, what if I had a boat just to get out there in the water to then, catch the fish and go about the rest of my day and do these and move on to the next task at hand to complete my star path. So that made me think of another form of traveling but above water. Now, what I think could debunk this or maybe replace this, which I think a lot more of us would prefer anyways, would be a scuba gear or scuba mask of any sort to go underwater and travel. And I'm pretty sure there's more interesting things underneath the water to pretty much do everything above land anyways, with mining and fishing and crafting and all those amazing fun duties that we love to do. But I think will be more interesting and to see a little bit more of what Ursula and Ariel have been talking about with the travel channels underneath our valley, and possibly Atlantis being a potential realm of sorts to travel to, or even its own biome. I would love to be able to see something more along that nature than anything else. So if you agree, let me know. But I think something having to do with water is going to be coming near in the future, whether it's a new biome or a new tool to help us explore those waters. And like I said, we fish a lot, but I like to see those fish alive and interacting in underwater habitats and seeing what all kinds of new features could be implemented there. And maybe we could even find more treasure to mine for or look for in our valley that's only exclusive underwater. Continuing on with tools that could be implemented to the game, another brilliant one that comes to mind is a butterfly and bug net that I've heard a lot of the community and others suggest could be another potential viable option for another royal tool, given the fact that Memeber has butterflies when she entered the valley, along with Simba and Nala and the grub recipe. Now, with Timon and Pumbaa yet to be determined when they're going to join our valley, it would be kind of interesting to see if they would give us fun bug challenges to go hunting for bugs and discovering more species within the realm of Lion King or even a new biome. Now, we do not have bugs in Dreamlight Valley. Well, at least the ones that the devs are not trying to always work on fixing and patching when updates do take place. I'm talking about actual bug species like we have with fish and even with the flowers that we have around our valley. There's always a specific feature or species of some sort of any living creature villager or plantation that is exclusive to each biome. Now, we do not have anything that is remotely like this in our game so far. I wonder if this will be something that we could look forward to, and if we'll have tasks or duties where we would have to catch butterflies or certain bug species to collect and add to our inventory to implement. But this is not a too far out of the realm of possibility and idea, and I think it's one that'd be very fun to add these actual like bugs in our game that we want that we do not need patch notes for. I believe would be a fun way to have a different activity to go about in our valley, and one that I think we will all greatly enjoy. Now, the last tool I believe could be one that's convenient for all of us and one that would benefit us greatly would be a mini map or a compass. So we pretty much use our map feature quite a lot in our game when it comes to traveling through our well system, along with seeing how our crops are doing and having to look for specific villagers in our valley if we need them for a specific task or duty when it comes to our star path or just our game in general. And I believe having a mini version of this in any of the corners of our screen would be very convenient, given the fact that we do have to stop everything that we're doing just to check our settings and look for our map and seeing that our valley, what's going on and what's happening. But if we had a mini version of that, we could better track of exactly what we need to do, what our harvest needs to be harvested, what our crops need to be watered, where we can find our next villager, and even who we need to feed in Remy's restaurant. I just think that this will help improve, keep everybody's task in check and more on track with everything that needs to get done. And also, it wouldn't be such a bad feature. It would be, if anything, convenient, and I think anyone who's played any type of life sim games or just open world games in general would agree that even something as simple as that, it could make a huge difference in how we go about enjoying our game even more so, and just having a little bit more of that comfy cozy convenience when we go about our task in our valley. Next, let's go over some features of our camera modes that we would like to see implemented into our game. First, outdoor and indoor camera mode. With the newly implemented DreamSnaps update, we've been tasked with photo ops, asking us to complete certain challenges of either our valley builds or outfits in certain settings. As of lately, it's been very difficult to find the best and a picture perfect angle and zoom ins for certain camera modes offered for us at the moment. There seems to be a lack of control of how far or how close we can get to taking pictures of our avatar and valley, especially if certain buildings are obstructing our view and automatically moving for us, which leads to having to start all over again to find the perfect position to take the picture. I hope we will gain more optimal functions for our overall camera mode for all of our valley photographers out there. Now, this isn't necessarily a feature, but it is one that is based off of already pre-existing abilities that we are able to do in our game. Tag along a photo feature for group pictures with villagers and critters. Now, this is already available for both our pets and villagers, but the community believes it could be further expanded upon with more abilities to include more group photos of multiple characters and critters in our valley. People have already managed to successfully create moments like these, but it can be very time-consuming sitting and waiting for the perfect photo opportunity to capture the picture. Seeing this as an actual feature to implement for convenience purposes would help ensure a more enjoyable experience for everyone, to encourage more photography enthusiasts to have fun taking and sharing their captures with everyone. Along with what I previously mentioned before with the first camera mode feature that I would like to see improvements on, another one that I think also needs to be looked at and possibly adjusted would be the zoom in and out improvements on our avatar when in full room mode. We can have a better control over the movements and adjustments necessary for our pictures. Instead of a wide angle we have by default when panning around our avatar, we could be able to adjust our camera angles and views more efficiently and effectively without feeling restricted. I've personally seen that this feature has not been the easiest to work with, and it's a very trying process to make it work as smoothly as possible, and I know I'm not the only one, especially when you're trying to capture that B-roll. This is one improvement I would love to see incorporate and further develop with our camera mode. Third, let's address some touch of magic tool features that everyone in our community would like to see improved. As I've been getting into more custom clothing myself using the touch of magic tool, I've seen there's been a demand among our community for more clothing storage and slots for all our custom clothes. Although we have mannequins to display our outfits, it doesn't replace that we still need actual space to store our creations and designs. Unfortunately, it's sad to see that people might have to delete some designs or feel limited on how many outfits they can create due to this limitation, or just stop making their own clothes altogether. This also means that people who never tried out the Touch of Magic tool would be less inclined to use it for that very reason of one day running out of slots for their designs. This is a fun and creative feature in our game, and I would love to see more development of it to get everyone more excited and interested in having fun making their own unique designs and custom clothes. Continuing on, another common problem or issue I've seen and heard a lot about with the Touch of Magic tool as well is the limited layers you have to work with, which the highest is 50 layers per article of clothing. With the exceptional designs and creativity of a lot of people in our Dreamlight Valley community that go all out and maximize their use of each layer, as of now feels limited about certain creative liberties due to using all 50 layers before fully completing the rest of their designs. Many have expressed either more layers or unlimited layers would be the most ideal solution for this problem, and one that would make a lot of us happy, whether designing clothes or furniture. Now, personally for me, I run into this problem with how limited our customizable clothes options we actually have. At the moment, all we can really customize is from our tops and hats/ears. So more clothing options that feature pants, skirts, shoes, shorts, etc. to help coordinate more with whatever look we are trying to achieve. As a fashionista, recreating looks or matching everything about my ensemble is a must for me, and sometimes Scrooge or what I see clothing-wise in our game isn't exactly the right color or style of clothing I'm looking for to make my outfit with. If there's an opportunity for more options to make our own clothing besides shirts and headwear, I would love to explore and express more of my creativity and passion for fashion in Dreamlight Valley. But if custom clothing isn't necessarily up your alley and you're more so of a furniture kind of person, this feature is directed towards more of a conventional route for people who create multiple patterns and designs for various furniture types, and that's a copy and paste custom design feature or ability to duplicate an already existing design. I can't tell you how hard this would be for anyone who wants to create a custom or specific pattern design but have to start all over again from scratch to achieve a coordinated look for whatever said person needs this feature for when designing and customizing items and clothes. This would be a huge headache relief if making our own furniture and clothes could be this much easier and enjoyable. Finally, to wrap up all the features that I would like to see for the Touch of Magic tool, this customizable feature is just one of my own interests and maybe one you might have thought of too. But I think having more 3D accessories for custom clothing trimmings like ruffles, bows, flowers, etc. to add to our garments of clothing would be more fun to be able to embellish and decorate our clothing, more so giving a realistic 3D effect design. Most times we're recreating these shapes and patterns to give that effect, but it's still 2D. So unless you're distinguishing certain shapes with depth perception colors to give that 3D illusion, it'll be difficult to see exactly what it is you're designing. I would love to see more detailed features to customize our clothing with. Tackling number 4, let's get into some avatar customization. This specific feature was brought to my attention when I was needing to change my avatar's appearance to fit a specific character I was trying to recreate or match to the outfits I was coordinating at the time. The same way we have mannequins to save our outfits, I would definitely love to see the same with makeup presets to save in our game, so I and others don't always need to reset our makeup looks or go through the process of putting together again our favorite or signature looks. Another avatar feature that could be a fun addition for us to experiment with more is emotes and poses for our character to use for pictures or simply our own personal fun. We were given the pet emote to pose with, so there's definitely room for the possibility of more character emotes. Which pose would you like to see added into our game for our avatar to be seen in? Let me know in the comments. I would like to see one where we have a peace sign pose or a hand heart smiling emote. Number 5 on our list, valley setting features. This valley feature is one I think we all can agree on is a weather setting we can control when or where it rains or any weather conditions that we can manage ourselves. I know there's been countless of times when we all needed to take that aesthetically pleasing picture but can't take it due to the dreary downpour happening all around our valley. The same way we're able to change our graphics from day to night by offsetting a few hours, who's to say the same can't be said for our valley weather. Now, similar to the feature I mentioned earlier with a mini map in our game, something else comes to mind that falls along similar lines, and that's a tracking Dreamlight duty list, much like our friendship and storyline quest list found in our menu settings. The same way we have to open our map with traveling or take a look at the general overview of our valley, it would be extremely helpful if we could physically access a tracking list to choose from the list of Dreamlight duties we need to complete and get done daily without forgetting or getting too sidetracked with other activities, and you'd be surprised how often it happens to most of us than you realize. I guess Dory's memory loss affects us all, or could be just the forgetting. This feature would help to improve the quality of life of our game and overall experience. Number 6, DreamSnap features. This last feature on this list is regarding the newest online multiplayer platform DreamSnaps. As we're approaching our second week of its release, there's been a lot of suggestions for how this feature could be improved and further developed with better performance qualities. First, when it comes to voting, to not allow submissions sent in that have nothing relevant to the content of the challenge asked of us, and a simple skip a vote feature if one of the photos doesn't meet up to the requirements asked and it clearly was only just for the free moonstones. Second, if a photo repeats, I would like to see that photo replaced by one we haven't seen for a more fair voting process. That way everyone else's submissions can have a vote. Now, this may only concern those who play on PlayStation, but since we have our own exclusive voting system different from cross-platform due to conflict of interest and restrictions of company guidelines, that unfortunately is out of our control. So with the limited options at the moment to work with in our control to contributing our votes on our favorite DreamSnap's photo, I hope we can help make these changes and concerns known to Disney Dreamlight Valley to help them out in creating a more fun and fair environment for everyone to enjoy the magic of this game. I just want to say that if you made this far into the video, a lot of these ideas and suggestions were from the community and seeing how many ideas others had. I just wanted to help out our friends in this space to let their thoughts be heard given the platform I have and really want everyone's voices to be acknowledged. So if any of these ideas and suggestions were any of your own, or you agree with anything we mentioned in today's video, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I would really love to see you get the credit you deserve for sharing your ideas with us to help make this game we all love playing a better and more enjoyable experience. Thank you so much for everyone in the community for supporting one another and helping everyone out where we can and bringing to light concerns that all of us would like to see changes made towards in the future. If you are new here, thank you for tuning in today's video and welcome. I enjoy covering updates, news, and theories about any and everything Disney and Dreamlight Valley. If you are interested in being the first to know when I drop new content while you're here, become a kid to the best club on the internet. Thank you again for your time supporting the channel and for watching. And remember, my kids, you have the magic of friendship with you. So no matter wherever and whomever you encounter, you have the magic to go spread it and share on my behalf and on behalf of the Kit Army. Without further ado, I'll get until next time. Bye!